Today is Election Day, and as America hits the polls, it won't only be the president who is being elected. Local elections are just as important and often forgotten. Mark Warner gives us insight on the local elections later in the show.
The #1 district-ranked Prosper football team is set to play their first playoff game this Friday. The area champion Eagle volleyball team also takes on opponent Frisco Wakeland. Cross country is headed to the state competition in Round Rock on Friday. Abby Smith is in studio with everything to expect this postseason.
New faces are nothing new for Prosper High School, but some teachers create more of an impact than others. Later in the show, we take a closer look at new journalism teacher Mrs. Ogleby and the influence she has on students.
Eagle Nation News starts right now.
Good morning, Prosper High School. Today is Tuesday, November 8th. I'm Brandon Bonaparte.
And I'm Sola Cantai. We kick off Election Day with today's top stories. Some of Eagle Nation News' very own came away with awards from ATPI, or the Association of Texas Photography Instructors. At the state competition, Seth Golden got an award for his Rocketry Club commercial. Jenna Shelton and Tish Kama also received honorable mentions in photography.
As Prosper football continues their season into the playoffs, the pep rallies follow suit. There will be a playoff pep rally this Friday in preparation for the playoff opener against Frisco Wakeland. The theme of this pep rally is throwback, so dress accordingly.
Prosper High School students participated in the Youth Fiction Writing Contest at the Texas Book Festival in Austin. Peyton Rackley received first place in the high school division, which included speaking a panel at the festival, a $250 Writers League membership, and a plaque. The Youth Fiction Writing Contest is a contest where any Texas teen can enter a fiction piece based on the prompt from March that's less than 2,000 words. The piece is then judged by publishers and authors at the festival.
Prosper is full of new faces every year, teachers and students alike.
And the new journalism newspaper and photojournalism teacher, Mrs. Ogleby, joined the staff and is looking to make strides with new ideas, such as the online newspaper.
Prosper ISD has seen many new faces this school year, from staff to students. Lori Oglesby, a new journalism teacher here at Prosper High School, got an interesting start to her career.
In high school, there was nothing I wanted to be more on than the dance team, and I tried out, and I didn't make it. And my mother taught at the school I went to, so she called the yearbook advisor to see if she would take me on staff, and she agreed to take me, is the words my mother used. So I got on staff, and I was really awesome at it. And then I was editor of the yearbook my senior year, and then I majored in journalism so that I could be my high school journalism teacher. But there's a little piece of me that hears the cadence for the dance team, and I still wish I were on the dance team.
Oglesby is now using her background in journalism to educate her students about writing and photography.
I teach with really high expectations, and I'm not the kind of teacher who just throws compliments around. It's really a reflection on the fact that these students are motivated, and then they find this really special place inside of them that's awesome. And I want kids to be excited, and excited kids can change the world.
Oglesby has a passion for instructing those who will continue to write in the future.
What I love about teaching is when a kid realizes they've done something great. When I tell you something's good, you know I mean it. And I think that's important. I don't believe everybody gets a trophy either. I love contests that only have 1 first, 1 second, 1 third, but we enter them all. I used to think I was so lucky to have found journalism, but I think I was lucky to find a way to be good at something. And I think whatever I had found to be good at would have made me successful. And I don't expect all these kids to major in journalism, but I expect them to be great.
For Eagle Nation News, I'm Elizabeth Kirsch.
After this commercial break, Mark Warner has your special political report.
The bus begins this week. Bring non-perishable items to third period to be donated to Bethlehem Palace and Grace Food Pantry. A pizza party will be awarded to the first and second place winners. The Carter Blood Drive is Monday, November 28th. Sign up during lunches through November 17th. Students must be at least 16 to donate. The UIL Number Sense team is looking for students good at mental math. Practices are Thursday before and after school in Mrs. Patrick's room, 1135.
Around election season, it's easy to get caught up in voting for a new president, but local elections are often forgotten. Political correspondent Mark Werner took an inside look.
Most people are familiar with the two presidential candidates. However, when polls open this November, voters will be able to voice their opinion in more than just one race. This year, there will be statewide elections to decide who will serve in the Texas state legislature, and, despite the lack of popular attention to these races, often it is these local and state officials that have the most sway over the decisions that affect people's daily lives. We sat down with Representative Scott Sanford and John Bryant, who are currently running in Prosper's district, to discuss their campaigns and political philosophy.
I believe that government was established to protect individual liberties, not to create them or to restrain them, but to protect them.
Progressives think that you go forward in time to improve things. I tend to be progressive.
One of the most important issues that has a direct impact on Prosper is education funding. As schools like PHS experiencing growing populations, there are increasing demands on existing school budgets. We asked the candidates for their take on this.
I believe that there is a simple way to improve education. You make smaller class sizes, you have better teachers, and you pay them better, and you educate them better.
Over the past several decades, more money has been given to the schools, but we haven't seen the educational attainment necessarily track with increased funding.
In light of the controversy and protests over police shootings, we asked the candidates about their take on criminal justice policy.
I believe that you give people chances, that you help them to improve, and I believe in the improvability of people. Now that's a very Christian and progressive outlook, I think.
There was a criminal penalty available for truancy, and we changed those laws. At the time I wasn't supportive of them, but we need to watch those.
Whether you support Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, or a third-party candidate in this election, it's important to remember that the decision to vote affects more than just the presidency. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Mark Werner.
And now we send it to Jordan Lewis with everything social media.
What's up, Eagle Nation? It's Jordan Lewis now with your daily dose of social media. Many of you guys have probably seen or heard of the mannequin challenge that is currently trending on Twitter and has been blowing up your Twitter timeline. Now, if you live under a rock and don't know what I'm talking about, the mannequin challenge is a viral video of people pretending to be, well, you know, mannequins and freezing for the camera while a song is being played in the background. Typically, the song is Black Beatles by Ray Shremmerd, but you can actually use any song. We've seen many of you guys tweeting, "When can Prosper do this?" at Jackson Vines _ and tweeted, "So are we doing the mannequin challenge at the next pep rally or what?" and many more. Now, we may not go full blown and do it during a pep rally, but we here at ENN challenge you guys to do the mannequin challenge tonight at the girls volleyball game at 7. If you would like to take part, come up to McKinney Boyd High School. That's all the social media I have for you guys. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Eagle Nation News for further polls and updates. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Jordan Lewis.
After this commercial break, Abby Smith is here to recap the upcoming sporting events.
UIL Social Studies meets Wednesday after school in room 2232. Bring your book and have part 1 of the book read by that date. Mu Alpha Theta meets Thursday afternoon, November 8th from 3:50 to 4:20 p.m. in Miss Wood's room to discuss the upcoming induction ceremony at the end of November. National Art Honor Society, or NAS, will be holding their member meeting in the LGI room again this Thursday starting at 4 p.m. Please complete an absence form if you are unable to attend.
So the Prosper volleyball team is looking to improve to regional semifinalists as they take on opponent Frisco Wakeland tonight at McKinney Boyd.
Football also plays Frisco Wakeland on Friday, and cross country is headed to state. And with more on that, we have Abby Smith here. Abby?
Thank you, Brandon. I'm Abby Smith. Last week, the Prosper volleyball team faced off in their first 2 rounds of the 2016 state playoffs. The Eagle volleyball team faced off in their first round of the 2016 state playoffs last Tuesday against the familiar opponent, Frisco Liberty. Early in the first game, the student section showed off the famous Silent Night in order to support their team. The first set went to the Eagles 25-14. Prosper took the second set 25-20. The final set of the game, the Eagles swept with a score of 25-21. At this point, the Eagles had still not lost a single set, leaving their record flawless. On Friday, the girls took on Highland Park in the second round of playoffs. The Eagles came out with the first set win, 25-20. The second set went the same way with another Eagle win, 25-19. Highland Park capitalized on a Prosper injury and won the second and third set, 25-19 and 25-23. With those two set losses, the Eagles' flawless record ended, but the girls still had the fifth and final set to prove themselves. The game went to Prosper with a 15-8 win over Highland Park. On the night, Haley Killinger had 26 kills and 17 digs. Sierra Hecht had 23 kills and 26 digs. Abby Gargas had 35 assists. Maddie Whitmere had 22 assists. Hope Granley had 6 blocks, and Kylie Moat had 21 digs. For Eagle Nation Sports, I'm Abby Smith.
The volleyball plays their third round of playoffs tonight at McKinney-Boyd at 7 o'clock against Frisco Wakeland. The Spirit leaders have requested that the student section white out, but must bring a black jacket to wear over for Silent Night. Good luck, girls. The girls cross country team and Sam Rizzo will be running for the state title Saturday in Round Rock. Last year, the girls brought home third place, and this year they look to bring home the gold. Best of luck to them. The football team plays the Wakeland Wolverines at John Clark Stadium this Friday at 7 o'clock in their first round of the state playoffs. The student leaders have requested that the student section green out for that game. Congratulations to all the athletes that will participate in tomorrow's National Signing Day, starting at 7:45 in Gym 1. Happy birthday to my fellow sports anchor Mackenzie Hamilton. That's all I have for you today. For Eagle Nation Sports, I'm Abby Smith. Let's see what they have for us back at the desk.
Thank you, Abby. Now here are some final announcements. Students attending the DEA field trip on Wednesday, November 9th will need their photo ID and will need to report outside the arena by 8 a.m.
Applications are on the NHS website for any juniors and seniors who received an invitation to apply to NHS. They are due by Friday, November 11th to Mrs. Stevens in room 1168F or Mr. Seegers in 1254. Well, that's going to do it for our show today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Sola Cantai.
And I'm Brandon Bonaparte. Live long and prosper.